In this video, I will give you a general overview of the Eternal End, so that by the end you will hopefully know whether it is worth buying for you or not for the price of 1340 Minecoin. You may or may not already know, but this add-on completely revamps the end and introduces 6 new biomes, including with tons of new mobs, blocks, items and more of course. So, upon entering the end portal, you may expect to find the end to look like it does as usual. However, there is a slight difference of having the Aurora. What's also new is that when you kill an Enderman, they will release a lost soul. But more on this later. In order to enter the revamped part of the end, you're going to need to throw an ender pearl inside one of these bedrock structures. When you do that, it will teleport you to the juicy part. Welcome to the Eternal End add-on. This is where the action really takes place. You will find 6 different biomes here, each with its own unique twists. Alright. First, we'll start slow with the revamped vanilla biome, with some slight purple fog and aurora light beams in the distance. This biome is here to keep providing the normal vanilla Minecraft progression. It takes up relatively the most area and is filled with scattered rocks, the chorus forest and lyric sprouts. Besides the chorus trees, you can expect to find here a few different entities. These are 1. The Farlands Villager. These custom end villagers come in 5 biome specific variants and with 9 professions each. You can find them in their villages of course. Number 2 are the Lost Souls. These cute fellas have a little dark background. That is because they appear whenever an entity dies in the end. And depending on the biome, they'll be in a specific color. They float around for a little bit and after that they disappear. But luckily you can catch them by either using leashes or a Lost Soul bottle. Then we have the Ender Slime. I think slimes are cute and so are these. However, they don't really serve much of a purpose since they drop red slime balls, which is the same as the normal ones. Next up we have the Eternal Trader. They can spawn in any biome, but they are very rare. They carry some useful items from the overworld so that you won't need to travel up and down. How useful? Well, that's for you to decide. Then the Endray. A humongous creature gliding through all of the biomes of the end. Luckily, they are passive and even more luckily, they are rideable. You could even walk on them or kill them if that's what you want. They drop a void totem, which does the same thing as a totem of undying. It is very rare however. Then the Sprenging. Appearing in the verdant biome and the vanilla biome, these are rideable entities without having to be tamed. When you dismount however, they will explode, and if they die, they'll drop some gunpowder. Some of the structures that you can expect to find here are number 1, the Purple Ruins, which is just really an abandoned outpost, the Hanging Mines that are remnants of the Golden Age and they may hold some good loot, the Hanging Ruins, which are best reached by Elytra, the village where the Farlands villagers are, the Hanging Dungeons, which are multi-leveled, challenging and hold a ton of loot, and the Shipwrecks. They are also remnants of a golden age, they can hold some loot for you to find. Biome number 2 is the Gilded Ridge. The Gilded Ridge is inspired by fields of golden wheat, reaching ever so far over various hills, and that is exactly how you will find it in the Eternal End. The terrain isn't all just fields however, this biome is broken up in sub-biomes. First up we have the ridges. Being the most notable one, they go along the sides and sometimes even reach down into the void. This is a very treacherous path to navigate. One may find exposed orbs however, providing a more ease of mining. Number 2 are the fields. Providing beauty and open space, these fields carry some very large trees. And of course, the forest. The forest of the Gilded Ridge is mostly flat with tons of honeywood trees. So, I won't go over the previous discussed entities such as the villagers or the Eternal Traders, even though they are a different variant. For the new entities however, the first one will be the Glowling. Perhaps the cutest of them all is this tiny creature that can be tamed as a pet and will follow you around. They will beg for some food items, they can carry those, and they spend a lot of time sleeping. Best part, each biome has their own associated companion that you can tame. Next up is the Gilded Enderman. It's an Enderman, but it just looks really cool. Number 3 is a big one. This is the Gilded Golem. Originally being a statue and protecting the environment, it will wake up and turn hostile when you come nearby. Equipped with both melee and range attacks, he is also immune to fire. So good luck with that. It will drop the Ametrine crystals, which you can use to craft a new gear, and golem cores, which are used to craft teleportation devices or an item called the Respawn Anchor to, well, you know, anchor your respawn. Number 4 is the Gilded Turtle. It's a passive animal that spawns frequently inside the Gilded Ridge. It will roll up when you come nearby and it will deal damage when you make contact. It can however also be bred and is immune to fire. When killed, it will drop the Ametrine crystals. Last but definitely not least is the Gilded Deer. It's a passive animal that you can tame, breed and even ride. Here too you can expect to find the Hanging Mines, Ruins and Dungeons, but next to that you will find the Gilded Ridge village. The villagers here live high up in the sky and that makes it also difficult to reach. The next biome will be the Prison Peak. The Prison Peak is a bright biome with snowflakes and small jellyfish floating around, particles creating an ever color shifting atmosphere that brings a feeling of dreamy weightlessness. Here you will be able to find some packed jelly ponds, ice spikes, shattered spikes, jelly rivers, cryolite forests, and void pillars providing easier navigation. Most of the mobs here are different variants of the previous introduced mobs, but noteworthy is the jellyfish, which is a neutral mob, the frostling, which is the companion, they are so cute, you have to see them, and the pale enderman, which looks very creepy. Of course, once again, here you may expect to find the hanging mines, ruins and dungeons, and also the biome respective village of Prison Peak. Number 4 is my personal favorite biome, Sporelight Hollow. I am fascinated by mushrooms, and this landscape is covered by 2 giant tree-like fungi that will provide a multi-layered experience. Here you will be able to find most of the flora with many different plant types to find. It is a lively ambiance created by the glowing spores jumping from the ground. The terrain of Sporelight Hollow has 2 main sections, the first being a rather typical ant island that is heavily overgrown with mushrooms and small hills, and the second being numerous floating hills of which some are connected by roots. Caves can be found on the larger islands, which can contain beautiful ponds, and if you are very lucky, even a hidden village. Of course, this biome has its own biome variants of the pre-introduced mobs, but as for the new ones, you may expect the Swepum. It's a super cute tiny mushroom that stands still until you try to hit or break it, at which point it will attack you if you do that. Then the Nibbling, the biome dependent companion. It doesn't need much introduction, but these are so cute, I can't help but still showcase them for you. Number 3 is the Spore Lizard. It's a hostile enemy that spits venom at range. You may want to be armed to fight this one. And number 4, the Mycotic Enderman. I am including this one because mushrooms are literally the coolest of things. You may expect to find the same structures as before, as well as a ship, and of course the village, which is very difficult to find in contrast to the other biomes. Alright, we're almost there. The Verdant Grove, providing a very dense forest with huge trees that form a thick roof over your head. It is a huge multi-layered terrain that has small valleys every now and then. In some cases, but mainly in void areas, you will also find floating islands. Here's a quick display of the variants you may find for the mobs of this biome. And next to the hanging mines, ruins and dungeons, you can find Viridian house ruins. It is rumored that you may be able to bring back life to these. Finally, we have arrived, the Shadow Vault. The final and most dangerous biome of them all. A dark fog creeps in and sounds are damped. Small glowing particles rise slowly from the ground for some assistance, but be warned, because every step increases the danger and difficulty even more. In the Shadow Vault, you may expect to find some more difficult enemies. Number 1 being the Doomed Wolf. It summons a distance fog, making it very hard to tell from which side it will attack you. Number 2, the Void Eye. Especially dangerous since it can easily push you into the rifts and to your death. Number 3 is the Shadow Deer. It drops the essence that you need to recharge your respawn anchor or void gateway, which was the teleportation device I talked about earlier. And number 4, the Voiding, the companion. I have to show it to you. So, next to the usual structures, you may expect to find something extra here, because in each biome you are able to collect an Enderman heart. Once you've done so, you may proceed and place them into the matching statues that you can find in the Void Dragon Arena. Doing so will begin the summoning ritual, and you are able to then challenge the final boss, the Void Dragon. Just make sure you are really prepared for this fight. The Eternal End add-on has a lot more stuff to bring, such as all the weapons, resources, foods, items, collectibles, types of wood, types of stone, and more. This video is more intended for you to have a more broad overview of what the add-on has to bring. I think it provides a full adventure and creates a whole new world for the end that is worth venturing into. Especially since it is an add-on that makes it very easy to install into your pre-existing world and then play either alone or with friends. I hope this video was informative for you, and if you would like a more detailed version, just let me know down in the comments. In case you enjoyed it however, please make sure to subscribe, as that really helps me out.